Hello, my name's Leah and this is the first episode of a new series I'm starting called Short Girl Shops. I started this series because I wanted to chat about clothing that I think looks good on me as a short girl and also help other short women find outfits that look great on them and that they feel good in. So today I thought I'd show you what's on my rail. Since I don't have wardrobes, I live in an apartment with very limited storage, and I wanted to focus today on jumpsuits, also known as rompers to some of my American viewers, play suits, dungarees, and just those things: jumpers, rompers, play suits and dungarees. I pretty much live in jumpsuits. This is a play suit. I understand that this is a play suit because my friend told me that if they cut off there, it makes it a play suit, not a jumpsuit. So I'm learning on the go with this series and hopefully you will too. So before I get going, I do just want to say I've never actually looked at myself as someone who is a style queen in any way. There are so many more fashionable people out there. One thing I am really passionate about is looking and feeling great in an outfit. And for me, a successful shopping trip just involves leaving the changing room without tears. So I've started this for people like me who are not necessarily, you know, style icons, but just want to look good and feel good. So hopefully you'll enjoy. And as a side note, there hasn't actually been much shopping going on lately for me, as we are still in lockdown in the UK. That's why I'm starting off the first episode showing you what I already have. And my boyfriend and I have introduced a one in, one out policy with clothing. So when I do buy items in my wardrobe, unless I absolutely need it, it's gonna have to replace something else. So that's the thing we're trying to stick with here in this minimal apartment, and you'll see a lot more of that on the series. Thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go and have a look in my wardrobe. It's a rail, it's not a wardrobe. I'm gonna have to start saying rail. I will link up the rail, by the way. It's from John Lewis if anyone likes it. As is the mirror and the chest of drawers. Okay, so up first we've got this yellow romper, or jumpsuit as I know it. And I actually wear this so much. I once got told off by a subscriber for wearing it too many times in Instagram pictures. And I was a bit taken aback because as a YouTuber, I don't actually think that it's my job to constantly buy new clothes or wear new things. So that really shook me. Well, it didn't shake me, it just made me laugh. And this is actually from Bershka. I wear it quite a lot, and what I really like about it is that the wide leg allows a little bit of air to come through. So you might look at this and think, wow, it's quite heavy, but for the UK and for the weather we get here, this is great. I often pair this with my white faux leather, is it faux? Faux leather jacket, and that is from Zara Basics. So these two often go together. You will be seeing me wear those. In fact, I pretty much pair everything with either a white leather jacket or a black one. So that's pretty much all of my jackets as well in terms of summer. Our summers aren't that hot, so I still wear jackets in summer. If I'm in the US traveling with work, then I might pair it with something really thin, like this little H&M number, and that applies for kind of all of these things. I've always got a thinner option. So yeah, I absolutely love this, and I feel like yellow is my colour. And what's really nice is that even though it's fairly fitted, it flows out over the legs and it doesn't cling to any areas that I'm insecure about. I don't feel like it accentuates my thighs in any way. I remember being in New York and I was crossing a road and Joel was filming me, and I just remember feeling like $1 million. I was like walking down the road in my yellow jumpsuit. I think I probably had a backpack on because I love accessorizing with a backpack. I can't remember what my accessories were, but I do remember wearing this and just feeling like an absolute boss bitch. I can't say that in my accent, can I? Boss bitch. Moving on. This is one of my jumpsuits that is a little bit more extra, like the colours of the LGBT community, except it's missing the yellow and maybe a few others. But I always feel like, this is what I would wear to Pride. I haven't actually been to any of the, I've been to one London Pride and it was by accident. But I always feel like this is what I would wear to Pride if I was to go. I really like wearing this. I have memories of just, again, wearing this overseas and just feeling like really colourful and extra. Sometimes I pair it with a chunky pair of trainers, Or if I'm feeling a little bit more fancy, a pair of heels. I've got some pink heels that go really nicely with this. Oh, this was actually a really good find from a TK Maxx. So it's hit and miss with TK Maxx. You've got to search for something, and if you find something good, get it there and then, because it might not be in store ever again. If you're not familiar with how TK Maxx works, I don't think anyone is, really. Also known as TJ Maxx, I believe, for my American followers. I often get told. Now, the next one, oh my gosh, I think it's discoloured a little bit from, right, I've noticed this on a lot of my clothes. Because I've been wearing vitamin C serum on my skin, this has nothing to do with clothing, I've been leaving like a line of orange vitamin C serum, or it could be just the fact that that sun cream has stayed on it. I'm not sure. I would find it really hard to throw this out. This is a romper that I wore on my very first date with my boyfriend, and we were in Bath. I've got a picture which I will insert, by the Roman baths, and I got a tourist asked me if I could take a photo of her, and then I said, oh yeah, do you mind just taking one of us as well? And in my head I was like, this is the first picture we'll take together, and I just knew, one of those cheesy moments, I was like, we'll look back at this one day because this is our first picture together and we're not even official yet. We were just on a date. So I really like wearing this. Obviously you can see a little bit of skin coming out there, so I don't really like wearing it if I know I'm going to be eating a lot of food, but it does look really nice on. And also in the winter I often pair a jumper, a thin sort of like white or grey jumper underneath, and that serves me really well in, you know, when it's quite cold outside. Again, it's got a wide leg. I usually pair it with a pair of black trainers. I wanted to call this print Dogtooth, but I don't think it is. Some people always ask me where it's from, and it is from Bershka. I buy a lot of things from Bershka. Okay, the next one is a little bit more flowy. It's a little bit more airy. And this was actually gifted to me from a company called Nasty Gal, but it's from Brave Soul, which is a concession within that shop. I've worn it once and I did like wearing it. However, I didn't think it through because all these buttons make it really difficult when I'm desperate for the loo. And when I need to go to the toilet, I forget that I've got to undo all the buttons. I can't just sort of slip it down like I can with all the others. I do like how it feels and how it looks when it's on, but I could have thought that through a little bit better. Also, for any short girls watching, this one will be the only one at the moment that I've got an affiliate link to if you're interested in purchasing it, because all the others are just from, you know, a few years ago. And this is the only new piece I have in my wardrobe. And I would say that as someone who is 5'1", it cuts off at just the right length. And I think I got lucky there, because I think most jumpsuits are usually a tiny bit too long for me. So I'll always consider a platform trainer, something like this, just to make sure that the romper isn't going to be touching the floor the whole time. I kind of like it when it finishes like just before the end of the shoe. I don't want all of the shoe showing. Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I don't mind when they sort of like go over the shoe, as long as they're not dragging on the floor and you don't have to take it in for amendments, you're all good. And that Brave Soul one, it finishes in a decent place. I can wear it with sliders or flip-flops like I did yesterday. Sliders, flip-flops, all these words, what do we use? Is a slider when it doesn't have a toe, like a toe thong as it were? No, that's a flip-flop. And a slider is when you just, that's got to be a slider, hasn't it? And then a flip-flop has got the thong. I'm sure I'll be educated in the comments. Moving on. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so this is not for summer at all. I wear this a lot through autumn and winter in England. Going into London, wearing my corduroy jumpsuit or playsuit, not playsuit, jumpsuit or romper. This is from ASOS, and I always get compliments when I wear it, which is so great because I didn't think it was anything that special. When I first got it, I was like, oh, I'm not too sure about this, but I'll just wear it anyway. I paired it with some chunky trainers. When it was cold, I sometimes put a turtleneck or roll neck, not too sure of the difference to be honest, underneath. Yeah, I usually always get asked where it's from, and I did notice that ASOS re-released it the next year but with different colours. So I will check on their website and I will leave any links in the description if they've still got these going. But since we're now in summer, I'm not sure they're going to be doing the corduroy look. It's so nice that it does look so good. This one, however, was a little bit long. I sometimes roll up those bits at the bottom when I pair it with some chunky trainers. I really like wearing this. Okay, so the last of my long items that I'm going to show you is this pair of dungarees. So I just love a pair of denim dungarees. These are full length, and I actually bought these with the intention of returning them the next day, because I had a shoot for my main channel banner and we went to an American diner. I was going to wear these dungarees and just wear them for what, 1 or 2 shots. But then the photographer sort of got us sitting on the floor of this diner and the floor wasn't that clean. So that sort of made it a write-off in terms of returning them the next day. But I'm actually really glad that I didn't, because I've worn them so much. Usually I just pair it with a white tee, some white trainers, anything really. I've also paired it with pink jumpers. I've got a really bright pink jumper. I'll insert some pictures from my Instagram. And this is quite versatile, I think. So I was really pleased with that, and that is from Topshop, and I got it in a size small. It's not actually from the petite section of Topshop. I actually just got it from the normal section. The reason I can tell is because it doesn't say petite. And again, I do, as a short girl, have to roll these up. They are too long. Something I would like to do would be actually to get these properly taken up. My grandma does most of my alterations. So sweet, bless her. But obviously she lives quite far away from me, and it's not fair to just constantly take my clothing home to her for her to alter. So I ought to find somewhere locally once the lockdown is over. If you're watching this in the future, the shops still aren't open here, so there's nowhere to sort of do anything like chores. They're quite long. They finish like that, so I always roll them up. And they're perfect. Right, on to the next pair. I love doing this. Okay, these are my short dungarees. And I think this is my most, yeah, apart from my leather jacket from All Saints, this is the most expensive item I have on the rail right now. So these were from Levi, and I believe they were about £95. So I don't usually pay that much for clothing, but these are so great. I love wearing these. At first when I bought them, I did feel a little bit insecure about my thighs, so I'd often keep these bits rolled down, like you can roll those all the way down. Since losing a little bit of weight, I noticed that these dungarees were sitting a bit looser on me, whereas when I bought them, they were fitted. They fit around my thighs and they were just get into the small. But now they're very much kind of like loosely fitting, and that feels a lot nicer. I'm really glad I didn't get the medium, because then they would have been quite a lot oversized. They've got the cute little kangaroo pocket here. Is that a kangaroo pocket if it's still got a zip? I think it is. And sometimes I put like a few little bits in there. Don't put your phone in here if you've got these, because when you lean forward it just falls out unless you've got a very small phone. One thing that I have noticed is that when I put these in the wash, they go quite crispy. So I'm trying not to wash them that frequently, only when like I've been out walking, they're dirty, I've sat on a bench that's sort of got mud on it. And I know that Levi's also say on their website that their jeans last longer the less you wash them. They will actually tell people not to overwash their jeans. So follow that advice, everyone, if you're using Levi. You can tell though that the quality is good. Their denim is really, really good. Okay, so we've gone through all of the long jumpsuits slash rompers and my dungarees. Now onto my play suits. So it's actually my good friend Christiane Risman who told me what the difference is between a play suit and a jumpsuit. So a play suit actually finishes here like shorts. So this is my standard play suit. I wear this all the time when I'm on holiday by the pool, in hot countries. I remember wearing this quite a lot when I was in Vegas, but I've had a lot of wear out of this. As you can see, I never really iron clothes, to my grandmother's dismay. I don't iron anything unless I absolutely have to. And when I'm in a real rush, if it's like a bow like that, I will just get my hair straighteners and I'll just go over it like that. I'm terrible. I hate getting the iron board out. This is also from Bershka. I think I bought it in a medium and I wanted it a little bit baggy. I didn't want it to cling to me. I wore it yesterday at the beach And yeah, I know sometimes it's really annoying having white items, keeping them white, but when they're on, you're just like, yeah, I really like wearing white. I think it looks quite nice on my skin when I've got a tan. I remember wearing this quite a lot in Greece as well when I was on the boats, and everyone was like, why are you wearing white? And I was like, living my best life, hun. This would not be true to me if I did not include something that is leopard print or animal print. So I absolutely love this. It's again a play suit, so comfy. I think I bought this with my godmother. This is from H&M and I got it in a small. It's so comfy. I actually bought it with the intention of wearing it out and about, but I think I prefer wearing it around the house. It's just a really nice soft material, looks great on, and yeah, it's got the nice little leopard straps there, delicately. Also a really great one to sort of fling over a swimsuit if you're away. Yeah, I love that. Oh, by the way, this is my leopard headband. I always accessorize with this, but I very rarely like put them together. It's one or the other. So often, like with these, I wouldn't pair this with anything that's already got a pattern. But if something's plain, like this I would, but if, so say this, I just wouldn't do that because I'm not that risky. And I certainly wouldn't do double leopard because I'm not Carol Baskin. So yeah. And finally, this isn't neither a play suit or a jumpsuit. It hasn't actually got shorts, but this is just a little summer dress that I seem to have got a lot of wear out of, so I wanted to include it. It finishes in a sort of risque place. Like, it's a little bit short, but perfect for by the pool. And I remember when I was in LA, I actually bought a pair of white shorts that was so overpriced from Sweaty Betty in order to wear this and not feel like anyone could see up my skirt when it was blowing in the wind. So yeah, this is from Topshop. It is Topshop Petite. Sometimes petite is too small on me as a short girl, and sometimes it's perfect. It just depends whether you've got a small upper body or a smaller lower body or a bit of both. Sometimes when I sit down next to somebody who's not short, you can't tell that I'm short, and then when I stand up, you can. So I think that means that my legs are short, not my upper half. Some people are perfectly in proportion, like, if that makes sense. Like, they're neither too short in the leg or too short up here. Their whole body is just shorter in perspective, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I love wearing this, but it does cut off a little bit too short for me as someone who's got a kind of normal, don't like that word, upper body size. Yeah, the jackets that I went through at the beginning, I always just chuck these on with all of these outfits. Just makes life so much easier. And I like that they sort of cut off here so that you can still see the leg of whatever I'm wearing. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, my accessories. So I've got 2 pairs of sunglasses. One is these Ray-Bans. These are a bit more expensive. I think they were £125. I bought them about 5 years ago and they've lasted. They're a little bit loose on the sides, but they can be fixed easily with a bit of tightening screwdriver. Then I've also got these, which were €10 from Greece, from a little tourist shop. We got them in EOS actually. Sometimes it's nice not to worry about an expensive pair of sunglasses when you're on the beach. So I actually always find myself reaching for my cheaper pair. The other headband that I tend to accessorize with is this yellow one. I mean, the only thing with this is that I don't like my ears, so sometimes I have to make sure my ears are covered. I think I wore this actually in my Short Girl Shops announcement video, so you might recognize that. I don't reach for this as much as I do for the leopard. This is my ultimate fave. This was from Primark and this was from Oliver Bonas, I never really know how you say that shop. And finally, if I haven't got a little mini backpack on, which I can't show you because they ended up going home with me the last time I went home, I sometimes wear a nice little black bag, Ralph Lauren. This is sort of a designer-ish one. Designer-ish, I think it is designer, but I got it from TK Maxx, so it doesn't really count, does it? I got a massive discount. And it goes long, and I just sort of pair it like that. I do prefer backpack, but if I'm going somewhere and I want to dress it up a little bit, I always go for a little black bag. There you go, I think that's it. Oh, hats. I do love wearing a hat. I've got this one hat, which is a Tommy Hilfiger. That's a black hat. Whenever I wear it, well, Christy always says that I remind her of like Kris Jenner, because I'll sometimes pair it with my glasses. she'll be like, you look like Kris Jenner. So that's quite fun. And then if I'm feeling a little bit more bold, I've got my triggered hat, which is from my Joel and Liam merch from a few years ago. It's been 2 years ago now. And I quite like wearing that with sort of a more bold piece like this. Just love repping the old merch. That's it. That's everything. Thank you for watching that video, guys. I did film it yesterday and my hair was a lot frizzier because it's been so hot in the UK. So do forgive yesterday's hair in the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you in some way. And do let me know in the comments if you are also into jumpsuits, play suits, rompers, dungarees. Let me know, because I feel like as a short girl, I just feel like they look great on us. I don't think we can go wrong with these. And let me know what you want to see in the next episode as well. Maybe in the next episode I will do a little online shop and show you some of my new purchases. Do let me know. I'm open to ideas, what you want to see from this series. And also, if you're not a short girl and you're watching this, great. That is absolutely wonderful. I don't want to exclude you in any way, but I do just want to bring it back to the short girls. We can rock this. We can do this. We can look good. Lots of love, you guys. See you all in the next one. Don't forget to share this with a friend and talk to you soon. Bye bye bye.
Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.